are back with another fire show on Be Beauty, where we are bold, educated, ambitious, unstoppable, talented, and yielded all 2022. We want y'all to grow on purpose and glow on purpose. Okay?
Amen.
What's up?
What's up, girl? You've been singing ever since we got up in this joint.
Listen, I miss you. And you know that it's true.
True.
Hey, y'all, I missed y'all. It's been like 2 weeks.
I know. It's felt like...
Ed, where you at? We missing you, Brody. Ed's not here today. He started a new gig, a new job. Shout out to you, Ed Fly Harris. Mentally, he is king on Instagram. But yeah, it's been like 2 weeks.
It seems longer than that, though.
It does.
Seems like it's been a whole month since we've been on here.
It has.
Has
possibly.
It really?
I don't know if it's been a whole month. I just kind of feel like it's just been like, I went on vacation, came back, and then boom, we had some things going on. But possibly. I know I missed y'all though.
I know I missed you too.
But we back. So listen, this is the Real Raw Transparent Show. Our guest, Candace Miller, CoVan and Company.
Mm-hmm.
CoVan and Company. Is it CoVan or CoVan?
CoVan
and Company. She's running a little bit behind. She had to get her beat on, y'all. So when she show up, she gonna be ready and fire, and we're gonna go right in. Candace is a wellness consultant.
Mm-hmm.
And just to kind of go into how we connected was really through the spirit of God. Honestly, I was on my way to support my cousin, Devin Allen, Pushing Limits. I love him, and I love everybody that is a part of the Pushing Limits family.
Yeah.
Because they are definitely in that mug pushing limits. But anyways, I was on the way to a 5 a or 6 a.m. workout, because they work out on the weekends at 6 a.m. on Wilmington Pike, if y'all want to join them. Every
it's fun
weekend.
too, y'all. It's fun Saturday and Sundays,
and they be in there rocking. The music be rocking, everything high energy, and it's just people that are in there that are trying to go to another level and push their limits, whether it be physically, spiritually, and mentally, because I know that's what it's doing for me in my life.
You might cry a little bit though, because but the one thing I like about them though is they're not forcing you to do this.
No.
Everybody is just, come on, you got it. Because honey, Ashley's had to take me by my hand.
Listen, it's straight motivation. Come on, we're gonna run it. Especially on that one part, the different circuits that they have, but the running, it's like, I think the pushing limits, I mean, they are their brand, they are their name. They're literally pushing people to their limits, but it's so great how other people who are going further in their limits come alongside of you and back up and push you. You know what I mean?
Yes, I really enjoyed it.
I'm super excited. And so long story short, how I met her, she came in, I went to the gym, okay, and I met her, and well, let me back up. We started out, I went to the gym, and on the way to the gym, the Spirit of God just was like, you need to pray in the Spirit. I had no clue as to why. Hey, girl, come on in. I had no clue as to why God was telling me to pray in the Spirit, but I knew that when I got there, I was there on assignment. What that assignment was, I couldn't tell you. When I got in there, I just know that I was being pushed to my limit. So afterwards, I met, I was passing out my business cards. Mm-hmm. I had met a guy, AJ Trucking or somebody. So I walked up to him and I'm like, hey, yo, you need some health insurance? And he like, I already got some insurance. Shout out to Brian Hayward. And I was like, well, listen, I'm the next hot flyest thing in the insurance business, right? So boom, I go up front. Candace has meal preps, a spread.
Oh, and they so good.
And it's so flavorful, so good. And I'm telling them how we met.
Okay. And
from that moment, it was like, hey, I want to know you. What's your business card? Like, I want to get to know you. Like, I love the spread. I don't even know you, but I just love what you're doing and how. And then she talked to me for a little bit. And then from there, we set up a meeting like the following week almost. Was it the following week or the week after?
You'd be instant.
Yeah. I'll be on Johnny on the spot. Let's go. And I think really I got to give that to God, because I'm such a, what's the word, Rashonda? I'm learning to be relational, but in my life now, but it has to be intentional. Like there's
Absolutely.
got to be a connection spiritually first
Mhm.
for me to connect with you, because I don't connect with everyone.
Right.
And so instantly I was like, oh, this is about to be dope. So we met at, shout out to Third Perk. It's a lot of shout outs going on tonight. Okay. Third Perk Coffee Shop, downtown Dayton. I love the Zap coffee. But anyway, we met there and it just, boom. It was like an appointed divine meeting where two women who have gone through some things in life, but are chasing everything that God has placed before them, passion driven, strong, trying to push our limits.
Yeah.
Amen.
I don't know where we get the limits from.
Right. So y'all welcome Candace Miller to the show, CoVan and Company. Am I saying that right?
You are. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yay. So tell us, Candace, tell us a little bit about you and how you got started, your why and how. And let's just go right into it.
I mean,
and you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
I
you very
love it.
much. I appreciate it.
Yes. And shout out to her daughter. Hey, girl.
Hey, pretty girl.
That's my shadow. But I mean, a little bit about me is just my whole life has been around like sickness, disease, and, you know, just different things like that. And make you like, you got all these things that you're learning as you grow up, only finding out you're trying to unlearn them as you begin to buy your own prescriptions or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So early on, you know, I lost my grandmother due to a heart attack in 2007. She actually passed away and I witnessed her passing.
You
And
actually
then,
held your grandmother.
Yes, I did.
When she took her last breath.
So that's definitely something that will open your eyes to, okay, what can I do better?
Right.
To be better, to be healthier, to, I don't know, it's like diseases, I feel like they're not necessarily caused by something, but they are. But it's almost like the food that you eat. There's so many different preservatives, chemicals, and different things of that nature that are in the food to preserve it, to make it look pretty for you to continue to buy it. But that's not necessarily the best thing for you.
Absolutely.
So that was a huge eye opener. And then just dealing with that, because I don't feel like I've ever had time to grieve until I sat with you that one day.
Yeah. It was powerful. It was a cleansing for both of us.
I've never had somebody who I've met just right off the rip like that, that's been able to make me feel my feelings. So I thank you for that. Because I mean, I ain't crying right now. So
Listen, we ain't gonna do it. Listen, we ain't gonna do it.
No, I mean, and just last year with my mom being diagnosed with metastatic cancer, that was another huge eye opener. Like, you're on to something, keep going.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until, you know, I'm trying to make a long story as short as possible, but I started working out with Pushing Limits April of 2021. And I was in not necessarily a dark place, but I wasn't in an okay space when I started working out with them.
Right.
And just seeing, at first I just got into it like, okay, I can go in, work out, do me, get my therapy, because that's what I needed it for.
Yes.
It's just to, that's the only time I get to like be to myself, have time to myself, and can really focus on bettering me. And I feel like being addicted to fitness is a good addiction versus drinking or
something like
or
that.
anything
it's a great
else.
Addiction, for sure.
Right. So I mean, and then you do that for a while, but then you start getting attached to the people, and then you end up being there for people you never knew or thought you would even have relationships with, be friends with, you know, that type of thing. So it's more than just a workout for me at this point.
It's truly a atmosphere of family.
It is.
Sisterhood.
It is.
And I will say that, because going initially, I went to kind of like, let me just see what's going on and have some conversation for the show. But then it was like I started showing up, and it was just like the energy when you come in, it just kind of absorbs you.
Right.
So in that moment, how are you feeling your initial when you walked into Pushing Limits? Was
like,
it just like,
bet.
This
you
is
know,
where I
sign
need
me
to
up.
be.
Yeah.
I
Because
love it.
I'm somebody who would sign up for Spartan races,
Right.
like all that stuff I would sign up for just because that stuff is fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when you find other people who get the same amount of enjoyment out of that, it just makes it that much more fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
But the meal prep thing started when they first started First Saturdays. And it's like I would always help people with making recommendations of food or what to eat to
Mhm.
better your results and different things like that. And I would always share my food stories, hoping, they would inspire someone else to maybe want to make a change, because sometimes it's just making sure you're getting your water in every day.
Absolutely.
Or it's just the small stuff that adds up and makes things so big.
Don't leave that out.
We had to put it on. We had to put it on the floor.
Right. So it's like, once you see all the people doing the same thing you're trying to do and trying to achieve, you got accountability there. You got people you can relate to and talk to that's going through the same thing you're going through. Like, there's so many, like, for example, a lot of us are our mothers and wives, and we got a whole home life that we're trying to balance with being fit.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of just having those conversations, like, well, what was your husband going through in the beginning of this? And we can talk and kind of guide each other through that, because that's a sensitive area too. And it doesn't deal with just fitness. It's you connecting and, networking with other women, which I think is the most powerful thing, because I feel like most of their client base is women.
It is women. And what I like about it is I think that's the first space that I have felt comfortable in.
Yeah.
With women that looked like me, where there was no competition.
Right.
Like there's no
rare.
competition.
Yeah.
And that is so rare to find in society, because unfortunately our race has always been put against each other.
Yeah.
And that's when you go back to house nigga, field nigga. That's going all the way back to slavery. So we've always kind of fought against one another, but to see women with the same drive, the same goals, the same ambitions working together, and hey, so it's like, come on, I got you. Like T Oglesby. Am I saying her name right? Tanisha?
Yeah, Tanisha, yeah.
Man, the other Saturday, like my knee was bothering me and I went to work out, and like I was struggling mentally. I just wasn't there. But for her to come alongside and be like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And on the sled, and I'm like pulling it, and that touched me. Like I had to reach out to her, like, yo, you picked me up when I was down, and I appreciate that. And we don't see that. And I think that's what's amazing about the atmosphere and the environment.
I agree, because
you know what I mean?
Everybody has a day.
Yeah.
But it's like they not about to let you have a day for 30 minutes.
Right.
Whatever however long we're together, it's like it's at the door, and that's where it stays.
So Candace, you are a mother, well, a wife, a mother, an amazing mentor, amazing friend, and a wellness coach.
And a good cook.
And a good, amazing cook.
That salmon?
That tuna?
Thank you.
The greens?
Yeah.
I mean, how did this come about? 2007 is when it shook.
That's when it shook my world, as far as me trying to eat better.
Okay.
But as far as just meal prepping, I've always done that for myself and my family.
So fitness has been you.
Yes.
I love
but
it.
It wasn't until I started their First Saturdays that we started putting out a meal of the week.
Okay.
So we started with like a chili dish that came with a salad, something simple, because it's hard to figure out what people would want. As far as healthy people, we picky.
Right.
when it comes to our food. So we just started with one meal of the week, and then I would introduce like a different meal each week. And then 6 months till here we are today, we have a whole kind of menu that they can kind of a la carte and put together.
I love that. And you can help people who are trying to gain and lose.
Correct.
And how do you do that? What are some of the things that you do to?
Some of the things that you like, no meal prep is going to work without no workout.
Come on. That's what the eating is 90 and the workout is 10%.
I mean, they both go hand in hand. So as far as with the weight loss, it's definitely watching your carbs, knowing, how much you weigh. And then we kind of pinpoint how many carbs or how many proteins you should be intaking every day.
Okay.
And then as far as the weight gain, it's just it's about putting more protein into your body, spacing out the carbs and eating them, on the right days.
So I can eat them greens and that tuna all in one setting.
All in one setting, yeah. Depending on what your goals are, because that tuna is 2 servings. So you
I'll
can
be smashing that whole container, so I ain't gonna
so
hold
you can because
it's good.
Essentially, 4 ounces of protein is all you need in one sitting. So
For
you
who?
could. I'm just saying,
Wait a minute. 4 ounces. That's the palm. That's
you got to
smaller than the palm
remember
of my hand.
you're eating like at least 6 times a day, so you're spacing those out in 2 to 3 hours as far as eating.
Oh wow! I need to start setting a timer on my phone.
So that's timed eating is everything.
Yeah, but I need to get back to that because I kind of got away from it. At first, we were doing that, and the weight was coming off like that. But now it's like I'm right there at a plateau. But I think my plateau came from just even my knee injury, like figuring that out. But let me tell you now, Devin Allen, I'm back. Don't leave that out. I hope he's tuned in and watching. I'm squatting and lunging.
Man, that's all we do. And some shoulder taps.
Listen, because when he walked off on me the other day, I felt some type of way.
I just seen it in your text. I already know. He do that to everybody.
So we got a question. They want to know, where can your menu be found?
It can be found on my Facebook page. It's for CoVan and Company LLC.
CoVan and Company LLC. Y'all heard that.
On Facebook. Check her out. And on Instagram.
Instagram as well. You can DM me or direct message me, and then I can send you the menu directly as well.
Okay.
And she can help you count your macros.
Right? I try not to teach people to count macros because I feel like they get really overwhelmed with it.
Okay.
Now, what are macros?
That's counting your protein intake and just nutrition that works for what you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
I try to teach people how to portion control because it's easier to do.
Okay.
Once people get caught up, I feel, this is me, because everybody has their personal way of doing stuff.
Right.
But for me to lose the weight like I did, and for me to even gain the weight like I did, just measuring the right portions, knowing double portions, you know what I mean?
Right.
Though the portion control is monumental, because then you don't necessarily have to think and calculate. Yeah.
I need to get with you on the portion.
It's just easier. Simplicity means everything to a busy mom.
I say that because I think that's the hardest thing with us as moms is, I know for me, like now I'm trying to incorporate a healthy lifestyle because I've gotten it down for myself, but I'm also trying to incorporate that in for my children.
Right.
Because I was making 2 different meals. I was making a meal for myself
and
then making them something, and it's stressful. And then I don't know about any other moms, but I ain't wasting no food.
No, we don't.
So we end up becoming a garbage disposal for our kids. Like, hold on, let me get the rest of that mac and cheese off your plate,
So you don't waste it.
But now I'm seeing like, wait a minute, hold on. My children, I want to break that generational curse.
Yeah, and they watch
Let's
you.
Talk about that.
They watch you. They do what you do.
Right.
Like my kids want to go with me to Power.
Yeah.
Ask me if I need help. They measure out stuff for me in the kitchen. So it's like making them a part of it.
Yep.
And it gets more expensive because now I got my son all in my supplements.
Right.
Like this is 30 days, my 30 days.
Right. Not yours.
So how does that work with your kids then? Do you have to get their supplements and stuff too?
Yeah, we're all on supplements. And if you explain to them the importance of taking it, they take it without question.
Okay.
And you send them like little, I guess, because they're all into TikTok.
Yeah.
Find something informational that's like maybe 20 to 30 seconds on what you're trying to help them do. Send it to them. They watch it, and they get more interested and start looking up stuff on their own.
Okay.
So with my kids, my son is very health conscious, and my daughter is more so like a cook. Like she likes to be involved in seasoning, and to know that you don't have to have all these calories in a seasoning if you make it yourself.
Right.
Like me teaching her that type of stuff is monumental, because like you said, it's going to pass down for her kids, and that's all they're going to know.
Exactly.
Versus us, we like, let me get that packet of Lipton soup. I'm gonna put it in this ground beef. You know, it's gonna be banging.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. So I know that fitness has been a part of your life. Was it a part of your life? How long has it been a part of your life? When did you truly start like being conscious of your food and being conscious of your health and wellness?
First, it was just like, I just want to look good.
Mm-hmm.
But then
that's where it starts for everybody. I feel.
Like, then you see all the people.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Can you speak into your mic?
I'm sorry,
because you're low.
First, and then when you see all the people around you going to doctor's appointments and suffering, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's when I lost my grandma, that was it for me. And then seeing what my mom went through on top of trying to get healthy, that was it for me too.
Right.
So that, I mean, I've always been health conscious, but just seeing somebody that has been a humongous staple in your life just lose their life, and then you start to wonder, what could you have done better, or you know, what can I do better now? So like you said, you always take things and you try to learn from them, and it's like you always in your mind have these negative thoughts of you can't, but what happens if you can, and you start to tell yourself you can, this is why you can. Yeah. You know what I mean? Instead of this why it ain't gonna work.
Right.
Versus this is why it can happen, and this is why it will happen. It's just trying to be, it's almost like you have to tell yourself the power of I am every day.
You have to, and I think that's just affirming yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm learning the better I am physically, it's almost like the physicalness and spiritualness go together.
They do. You feel so good.
You feel so much more better. There's a mental clarity that you now have. And I know now, like before, like you said, it was for the image part. But now, like me working out and taking care of my body, eating healthy is now really because I want to tap into everything that God has promised me in my life. And I want, if that's going to help somebody else along the way, I want to be able to do that. But we can only be as powerful in our purpose and in our ministry if we healthy. Because if we got diabetes and we got high blood pressure and we have high cholesterol and all this stuff, that is stemming from food.
Yep.
It is stemming from the very things that we put in our mouths. Then we're not going to reach our full potential in life.
Right. And my great grandma, like she lived to be 95. And she was a God-fearing woman. She cooked all her food. She didn't necessarily use like the packets and stuff but she was old school. She believed in putting meat in greens and all that stuff. But it's like she cooked everything. She didn't eat out.
My Aunt Rose is like that.
Right.
And that's how my great grandmother was too.
We have another question. Constance, she says she wants to learn to eat healthy. So where does she start? Where should she start?
I would say start with your water and cut out fried foods. Like you want to start something, but you want to start it in a way where it can be realistic to you.
Right.
I don't know what her lifestyle is like, but it's almost like you have to sit down and evaluate, am I starting this today?
Right.
To be for forever? You got to ask yourself those questions.
And those are hard questions.
It is, because I mean, like you said, when did my journey start? It's almost like you're on that journey forever and you're taking different routes until you find the right route that works
for you.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true, because I was coming and working out and stuff, but to me it was kind of boring.
What?
I had fun, but it was work. I like to dance.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So dancing.
We're gonna set her up. Listen, watch this. So we're gonna set her up with Courtney, Michelle, and Mimi Daniels.
Yeah.
Tune in, because they the steppers. Okay. That's gonna meet you where you at.
Yeah. And I just started recently, riding my bike and stuff like that. So
that's good.
Once I get, all that down and stuff, and I've been conscious of what I've been eating. I can do better, but I'm starting.
Hey, everybody got to start somewhere. Yeah.
Take us to the start.
Yeah.
And I think even for Rashonda, what we found in the Bible is we started reading a book about fasting.
Mm-hmm.
And by Jensen, do you remember the author?
I know it was Jensen. I can't remember his last name.
But that's a really good book because it shows you the power of the body in which God created us, right?
Mhm.
And it shows us that through fasting, intermittent fasting or fasting for 24 hours from certain foods, how it can really heal the body and reset the body.
Mhm.
And I even talking to Devin about, trying to lose weight and everything. And that is one of the things that he suggested was like going through an intermittent fasting. But even with Rashonda and I, what I noticed is, and even the Goodleys, they've done a fast where they fasted away from certain things, but your energy level resets.
Yep.
Your skin begins to change. You have you're more focused, you're more driven because it's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't feel as heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even like soul food, I think like Eric Means, he was telling me that's somebody else we gotta connect with.
I can't
like,
wait
I'm
to
back,
meet him.
but I really gotta hold you on that. Like I really need to connect you with Eric Means. But even in my conversation with him, what he was saying was soul food back in the day, they cooked their food the way they did and preserved it the way they did because it couldn't go bad. So they had to cook in lard and different things like that. And so now we have so many resources that are at our disposal, like Second Street Market. You got Oko's Garden, organic places, understanding. We got Google. Google is the best resource. You know what I'm saying? Where you can go Google and look up some things and learn about it. So.
Yep. I think the thing is really finding something to suit your taste buds because that's a whole nother change. You know what I'm saying? You go from all this salty and sweet to sometimes bland.
Yep.
Yeah, you do. And
but this
right here
is my
listen. And that oatmeal was good.
And it's like you can find flavor and make it healthy.
That's my
so
that's
how do you
my
find
issue.
Your flavors?
Because I don't know how to cook. The thing is cooking.
Yeah.
Not so much as because now it's gotten to the point where, like when I had my gallbladder removed, my taste changed. So it's like I get bored with food because I get tired of eating the same thing over and over again.
And see, I'm the complete opposite. I can eat the same thing for lunch every day. And I can eat the same thing for dinner as far as something different, but I can eat the entire, that same thing that whole week.
Right. I mean, I could do it for a whole week, but not more than that. I want something different. And maybe that's because of I want to change. So it's like, okay, I want to see what this tastes like and I want to see what this tastes like, but I don't want to have it every day for a whole month and stuff like that.
No, but when you get to a point where you're so consistent, the stuff that you used to eat is not even stuff that you would even crave anymore.
Right.
And you do taste it. Like we just got back from a trip. We ate so much food down there. And it's like some of it was too salty. Some of it was too sweet. Just because you're so used to having a clean palate.
Right.
You don't want that no more.
Right.
So
let me ask you this. The flavors that bust through with your food. Sweet potatoes, I didn't have to add any seasoning to. I was shocked.
It's an organic sweet potato. I didn't put anything in it but vegan butter.
No, ma'am.
It's the food. Like, that's why I want to meet Eric Means so bad. Like,
right.
It really is the food. Like, when he was talking, just, the way he grows it, like, I'm all in. Like, I need a lesson.
And the greens was good, too.
Yeah. They look good.
We ate them just
the way they are.
Raw. When you can eat food raw like that, that's in its purest form.
It was so good.
And he said his son would just take
tomatoes and eat them like an apple.
Eat them like an apple. And I'm like, wow, I wish my kids would pick up something.
They will if you have it around and they see you doing it. They will.
And that's what I'm trying to cultivate in them. It's a lot of things that I'm seeing as I get older and as a parent, where it's just like, okay, you can't continue to make excuses for things we didn't learn in life.
Right.
Yep.
Now it's time to, what am I going to do with those things that I didn't learn? And how am I going to teach my children so that way they don't have to go through that? Because let's be honest, kids are cruel now.
They
And one
are,
of the things that I struggled with for a very long time was my complexion being dark. I love my melon now. Y'all, I'm popping.
Right.
Don't leave that out. Blacker than berries, sweeter than juice.
Whatever.
In the name of Jesus. But just in that, the insecurity of being a thicker kid, being a little bit chunkier. And like I said, society now, kids are mean because you have kids that are aware. You have TikTok where everybody wants to be the next influencer and different things like that. So that's one of the things where I'm trying to work on as a mother with my children, is getting them secure in who they are and their identity. And one of the ways that has happened for me is therapy through fitness.
Yeah.
What you said, like, I work out now because that's my mental. Nothing else. The image part is going to come. Right. I eat better now because it makes me feel better. I can tell when I've ate a cheeseburger and fries, I feel the heaviness. A glass of wine. When I've had a glass of wine, the next day I can see the puffiness in my face.
Yes.
Like, I'm more aware of what the sugars and the things that are going on with my body. And I just think it's God, when he created us, it was something so magical that he did with our bodies. So,
but we gotta learn. We gotta learn our bodies. I think that's the problem with people. You don't know your body, and so you just take in anything, do whatever it is that you want with your body until you just get this, or you get a diagnosis.
Yeah,
and now it's like, how do I move on from here? What do I do from here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big problem. We don't know our bodies, and I'm learning mine now. It's like I had kids young, so it was just like, shoot, let's just eat. I'm tired. Come home from work, cook this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we come that you ain't gonna eat that. Well, let me go and eat this.
Right. And that's where I get a lot of my clients from too. Not necessarily the fitness world. A lot of them, some of them just don't even want to cook. Because it's not that they can't, it's just they don't have the time. They don't like going to the grocery store.
No.
Me. You know.
And I don't even have kids no more.
But time is something, you know, that passes us by and we don't get back.
No.
So it's like, you know, they're almost paying for, you know, healthy convenience too.
But you know what I love about it? Your prices are very reasonable. Very, very reasonable.
She's not busting your head.
No,
if you can go to McDonald's and spend $25 on a meal, you can go partner with sis and get a healthier meal that is going to sustain
and more than one
your life. Yeah.
More than one meal. That salmon is so good. What's on it? Okay.
Okay, can you just tell us, like, your seasonings, are those like
natural?
They are natural seasonings. Like, I buy seasonings and I create my own. Like, I use paprika, cumin. I'll use all those things. Not sea salt, Himalayan salt, garlic, fresh garlic. Like,
y'all, that shrimp something serious. It's like black and Cajun.
Yeah, it's got a little cayenne pepper in it.
It's just like, listen.
But like, my ultimate goal really is to help people get over the hump that I had to get over. Because like you said, we're on that journey, I don't know, 6-7 years before we realize, like, that's the way I want to go.
Right.
I want to be on that road right there. Yeah. It takes so long for us to get there. So long. But it's like, once you get there, you know, you find those people like, hey, girl, you go through this.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, my ultimate goal is to be able to be a trainer for women and also help them with meal prep. So that way.
You already are.
Yeah. I am, but we got to make it
all
get
on a
official.
Okay. So where do you see CoVan and Company in 5 years?
Definitely see CoVan and Company strictly like training and providing just meal preps to my clients or the existing clients that I have.
Okay.
That way I can really help them, you know, achieve some results, change some patterns that they may need to change. Because like you said, you are what you eat. That's literally a day-to-day thing, and it doesn't change unless you change it.
That's true.
So change is something that is attainable.
It is.
It's
We don't like it,
It's so uncomfortable.
but everything is nowadays.
Waking up at 3:45 to make it to the gym by 5.
Yeah. I used to be a 6 o'clocker. Now they be, if it ain't for my one friend, Lakeisha, and her little red phones every day calling me.
I love her.
There's some mornings I wouldn't even be up, man. But it's like you get up, you go in there and you be with your friends, and everybody jumpstart everybody's day. So.
Yes, she's motivation.
Yes, she is.
Lakeisha, girl, I want to do what you are doing. You are motivating me. The fact that she's pushing
yes,
like
Lord.
that for a show in June, right?
Yeah.
I think that's really dope.
It is.
Wow. It's amazing. So look, I gotta encourage you, because this show is about realness, rawness, and transparency. But one of the things we gotta do is, this morning I was in my devotions. Y'all got, Lord, here we go. Okay, Holy Ghost, take over the show. Here we go. It's a shift. And this is what God told me to read to you. Ooh-wee.
We ain't crying today.
I don't know
Ashley.
now. Wait
Ashley,
a minute. Hold on. This ain't me though.
This ain't Third Perk Coffee House. We live on Facebook.
But no, this is what God told me to tell you, and I gotta be obedient, because if I'm not, then I'm doing a disservice to myself. Because then I don't want him to be like, "Shoot, I told you to do something, you ain't do it." You feel me? So this is what he told me to read to you. He says, "But in the depths of my heart, I truly know that you, Yahweh, have become my shield. You take me and surround me with yourself. Your glory covers me continually. You lift high my head. I have cried out to you, Yahweh. From your holy presence, you send me a father's help. So now I lay down and sleep like a baby. Then I'll awake in safety, for you surround me with your glory. Even though 10,000 dark flowers prowl around me, I won't be afraid. The secret of strength." This is it. This is where I thought about you. I was like, oh God, this is what he wants to tell you. "Rise up and help me, Yahweh. Come save me, God, for you will slap them in the face, breaking the power of their words to harm me." So that means every negative word that has ever tried to come against you in this season of your life is falling on dead ground. There's no growth. It can't grow. And you ain't going to allow it to grow, because you are coming into, you know what I mean? And then it says, "For the Lord alone is my Savior. What a feast of favor and bliss he gives Candace."
That's deep.
So you're walking in favor and you're walking in the bliss of God. And I just really believe that your passion for your journey, but your passion for other people. One of the things that God is showing me in this season is the heart posture. Girl, you keep your heart posture right where it is, as far as your passion for women and your passion for food. And God is everything that you could even imagine. It's going to be like a magnet and just come your way, because your heart is in the right place. And that's what I love about it. Because it's kindred. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love your heart. When I sat down with you, I heard your heart. Despite everything, I heard your heart, and your heart is a strong one, girl. You silent, but you did.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Yes.
So just know that, like, girl, your is bigger than what you even think or imagine. And then the fact that you have your daughter, like, she's your twin. She's gonna walk in your shoes. Because she sees generation legacy.
Yeah.
When I saw the picture, when Rashonda sent me the pictures, and I saw the picture of you, and then I saw the picture of your daughter, even when I was creating the marketing, God's like, you gotta put that picture of her daughter, because that right there is you're showing that, like, it ain't just me. This my legacy.
Man, listen.
This my family.
Yeah.
This my core.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's gracious.
I mean, that's what we do it for, our family and others. If you're not helping an army, then something ain't right.
Yep. And that was Psalms 3. If you want to jot that down.
Yes, I do.
That, and I'll send that to you too.
Yeah.
But for sure, like, man, You're dope.
You're dope.
Now that's you.
You are dope, man. You say you
That's
persistent.
all you. Listen. Listen. What else we got? What you got, Shonda?
I don't have anything. I'm just sitting here taking it all in, listening. Because when I do start my dance, my hip hop, I'm calling.
I'll come with you, girl.
You gonna
I can't dance now. They'll tell you that.
Have you done Mimi's class?
I'm not a stepper.
Okay.
I will share her thing on my platform all day long, but I'm not a stepper. I used to do Zumba.
Really?
And I can't step to save my life right now.
So that's what I was telling her. I'm more of like a HIIT cardio type style trainer, Tabata. Like that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Dancing, like let me dance on my own and catch the beat on my own. But when you doing 1, 2,
yeah, I'm gonna be on a whole nother beat.
Because what happens is after a while you do add your own little thing to it. And so that's me. Like, let me get them on the we gotta get them on the show to
figure out how they do that. Because mentally I'm already checked out because the fact that I have to step and I have to count.
And sometimes you gotta do burpees on them, and it just depends on what their choreography is. It's a whole workout.
Listen, nah, that ain't it for me. I'm not doing no choreography.
You know what?
No choreography.
Hey, we can do it with her once. She came with you.
I came 3 times with her.
Oh, see, it ain't even 1 time. She said 3.
Did you come 3 times?
Yes, I came 3 times.
Let me go back to the calendar on that. We do got another question though. What are some healthy, flavorful seasonings that people can use right now?
If you want to make it yourself.
Let's talk about meat. What's a good way to season chicken?
Definitely marinated. Olive oil, lemon juice, organic Dijon mustard, rosemary, oregano.
Look, she over there getting hungry. All right, Elsa, we hear your stomach growling, girl.
That's a winner right there.
Okay.
Just a simple. I don't believe in using an air fryer.
Really?
I don't. I like to cook my food.
Ain't that cooking?
It is, but if I gotta read a manual this thick,
well, you don't.
I just set a temperature.
Yeah. Set a temperature and a time.
And when I know what this cast iron skillet gonna do for me.
I know that's right.
And it don't take that long either. So
and that salmon be having that nice crispy crunch on the end of it.
Yeah, that's that that ain't no air fryer.
I know it's not. I know it's not.
So do you think one day, do you foresee yourself having an what do they call them? An industrial kitchen?
I am going to look into working with Jamaica and Debria with their kitchen incubator.
Yes.
So to be able,
Dayton Art Institute.
Yeah, to be able to keep networking in the family.
Yeah.
Like I'm all about supporting everybody on our team as much as I can.
Yes.
So that's definitely. I know they're having a open house and information sessions coming up. So I plan on attending one of them. I will.
And we got to shout out Lo. Lo is having an expo. May the 21st. Check her out, y'all. Like when I say that Pushing Limits has surrounded me with some dope women in the city that's making noise humbly. You hear me? Humbly. And I love it. Like Gym City. There's so many gyms in the city, and I just love it. So,
and they celebrate you and each other. Like, it's dope.
Yeah. Well, Candace, listen, girl, we thank you for coming on and stopping. Shout out the way people can contact you.
Facebook is definitely the go-to platform.
Okay.
At CoVan and Company LLC. Get with her. And you better have your meals placed by Tuesday, 5 p.m. Don't leave that out.
Oh, yeah. And on Facebook, I'm Rashonda Young. On Instagram, I am Miss Divine 34.
Yes, and I am your host, Lady A. McGuire. On Instagram and on Facebook, it's Ashley McGuire. And we thank y'all for tuning in with us. Y'all have been faithful with us, where we are bold, educated, ambitious, unstoppable, talented, and yielded all 2022. We growing on purpose and glowing on purpose in this season of our lives. Tune in with us every Friday, live at 7 p.m. on Wave of Praise digital radio station. We out.
beautiful. God, thank God for sending